Alright gamers, no long intros, no annoying advertisements, I'm Shield Maiden and I'm going to get you through the Vault of Glass. Opening the vault. When you load in, you're going to find 3 plates, one to the left, one in the middle, and one off to the right. You're going to break up into 3 teams of 2 and each team is going to occupy one of the Vex plates. Once they're active, you don't have to stay on them. Keep killing the Praetorians and any other adds that spawn before they can reach the plate. If one touches a plate, the plate is completely lost and they'll need to be reclaimed. Be careful because Cyclops will spawn intermittently around the arena. Once the tower near the right plate is built, the vault will open. Easy. Just bring in add clear supers and weapons and you're good to go. Confluxes. Once again, you're going to want 3 teams of 2 for right, middle, and left. You're going to drop down to start the encounter. Defend the confluxes from the Vex that spawn in. Once a conflux has successfully been defended, another will activate, and then a third one once those are both defended. Communicate if you need help, or get overrun with a wyvern and lots of adds. Losing a conflux is going to wipe the encounter. When fanatics are killed, they're going to leave a pool on the ground that will give marked for negation if it's stepped in. To get rid of the negation, head down to the middle and be cleansed in the pool. So basically, if you stand in goop, go stand in other goop to get rid of said goop. Easy. Add clear and burst supers for wyverns. Don't forget there are overload champs in here, so make sure you have something to take them down quick. Otherwise, easy. Oracles. Split up individually around the room where the oracles will spawn. The oracles will spawn in a random order with an audible chime when each spawns. The order needs to be remembered, and then call out your oracle with a number. So if yours spawns in 3rd, say 3. Once the oracle flashes twice, they'll spawn in and need to be destroyed in the order that you guys remember. If it's incorrect, everyone will be given marked for negation and you'll need to be cleansed as a group. You're gonna wipe if somebody doesn't cleanse. The first wave will have 3 oracles, then 4, 5, 6, and finally 7 oracles. Definitely recommend snipers or xenophage for hobgoblins, and definitely xeno for oracles because it one-shots them. Templar. Split up again how you did for the oracles encounter. One person will need to pick up the Aegis to start the encounter. That's the kind of white glowing shield. Oracles will spawn in just as before, and once destroyed, you're gonna want to group up for DPS. Whoever is holding the shield will need to break the Templar shield to start the damage phase. While 5 are doing damage, the shield holder will run around the map looking for the rings spawn. Standing in these rings will prevent the Templar from teleporting. If the Templar is allowed to teleport, its shield will be regained and the oracles will need to be destroyed again. When teleports are blocked, Praetorians will spawn. Make sure you guys take those out quickly. You're going to want to watch out for detainment. If a person is detained, they'll need to be shot out by the rest of the fire team. I definitely recommend 1 or 2 wells, would have damage supers for everybody else, and high DPS weapons. Gorgon's Labyrinth. You're going to run through this maze without being detected by the Gorgons. They're on a set path, so stay as a group. There's multiple paths you can take, but going up the rocks is the most consistent. If you hug the sidewall as shown with my fire team, you should be fine to get to the opening on the right side of the map. Gatekeeper. You're going to want to break up into teams. 1 person will defend each plate and 1 person will go into each portal. Also, 1 person will be on each side to take in the Aegis shield and shuffle with the portal people. You're going to want to kill the gatekeeper to start and then pick up the Aegis. Open the Vex portals by standing on the plates. Mars is on the left and Venus is on the right. Once inside, the portal guardians will call out who has the Praetorian. The other portal will have a wyvern. The shield holder will run into this portal and break the Praetorian shield by hitting it with the relic. The shield holder will drop the relic and the portal person will pick it up and run out. When using the portals, you will get a teleport destabilize debuff for 45 seconds and you can't enter a portal again until it falls off. Gatekeepers will spawn intermittently, closing the portals, and will need to be killed to reopen the portals. Trade the relic with the side opposite the portal you exited, and continue the relay until a new conflux appears before the glass throne appears in your activity feed. Then all the players can exit the portals. You're going to want to defend the central conflux from wyverns and Praetorians. The shield holder will need to break the Praetorian shields during that phase. Definitely recommend add clear weapons and supers. Portal players can use stasis or blinding GLs to stagger the Praetorians. Just as a side note to save time, obviously these encounters were meant to be done a certain way. Most people might think this is kind of a cheese, but It works out for us, and we're pretty average goofy players, so hopefully it'll work for you guys too. In my fire team, I take the shield to one side, and on the other side I have somebody that runs stasis and blinding GLs to push the Praetorians off the side, and then I just keep the shield on my side, that way nobody has to run the relay. Atheon times conflux. Shoot the Vex cube to start. You're going to split up across the map and kill harpies that spawn into the sky. Leaving one alive on each side will prevent further spawns. 3 random players will be teleported. Call out your location, which is Venus or Mars, and 1 player will open that portal. There will be an Aegis inside of the portal. Pick this up to cleanse the Marked by the Void using your block keybind. Shielded Praetorians will also need to be killed. Players outside will call out the oracles that spawn in the sky in order. The order needs to be followed by the inside team to complete a cycle. The callouts that work best for me and my fire team is as follows: 1, 2, 3 across the back from left to right, and then 4, 5, 6 from left to right in the front, as shown on screen. When 3 cycles are completed, inside players will exit the portal, being cleansed on the way out. Cleanse again outside if needed. All 6 players will group up for DPS. Times Vengeance will be your DPS timer. This also increases super regen speed. Damage from abilities will probably be the strongest with like supers and grenades. During the DPS phase, a player will be randomly chosen for an imminent detain debuff. This player needs to split from the group and the rest of the team will shoot you out. Call out where you are so that they can get to you faster. The relic holder can drop the relic to do DPS, but you need to pick it back up within 10 seconds to prevent a wipe. Just repeat those steps until Atheon is dead. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out the videos on screen for more Destiny 2 content. Bye!